Everyone's so silent.
Hi guys! I'm Donna and I'm here with Shawn Mendes.
Hello.
This is part of our city concert series on today. This is Ask the Artist Live. We're gonna play a round of musical first, but first I have so much that I need to talk to you about because
Cool.
you are just everywhere. You're blowing up. You're as part of Time's 100 most influential people. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
There's Nothing Holding Me Back has over 500 million views on YouTube,
Yeah.
which is insane. And you just came out with your third studio album. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you feel a sense of growth, or how have you grown in this album?
I think honestly the thing that I keep coming back to is just I've been really honest with this album and just decided that if I want to do this the rest of my life, I just want to start being completely real in my music and writing about things that I truly am doing instead of dancing around things that are kind of happening in my life. And I think that's made a big difference, especially with a song like In My Blood, which has really connected with people in more of a way than just people liking a song, but when you find a concept that hits the nerve of something that is really close to you, I think that's kind of the main reason we make music at the end of the day. So I'm really, really proud of it right now.
Well, and you mentioned too how you experienced anxiety for the first time while recording this album. Is that correct?
Yeah, not for the first time, but I mean, just like it's something I've been kind of struggling with for a little bit, and I think it was just about explaining how anxiety is not you can't really label it. Everybody experiences it differently, and sometimes it lasts a few days, sometimes it's a few minutes, and for me it was just about creating something because I went through it, and something that people knew that when they go through it, it's not just them, you know.
Yeah.
And I think like 14-year-old me would have really liked to have that song.
Well, I was gonna
you know?
say, I respect that so much because I think especially now with social media being so prevalent, with teenagers and preteens and anyone in general.
Totally.
But I think how can you tell your fans how to cope with these anxious feelings and
I think it's a lot about perspective. It's about understanding that in the moment, like when everything feels like it's crashing down, that like that next day you wake up and you're like, wow, why was I so upset?
Yeah.
You know, and what people are always afraid to do is just talk to people and like really just talk. And when I say talk, I mean like actually say how you feel. Don't like kind of sugarcoat or mask it or anything, and just like tell people how you feel, and that's kind of how you'll really figure out who your real friends are and your real people in your life. And I think that was a really important thing for me, was just being just super open. There's nothing wrong with explaining how you're feeling.
Guys, he's such a beautiful soul. And I know you're all jealous that I'm touching him. And I'm loving it. You've had so many collaborations, not only within your albums, but also on stage. John Mayer recently. Khalid is on your new album.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of collaborating with someone? And have you had a favorite person that you've collaborated
Totally.
with?
I think, when it comes to collaborating, it's not about, finding an artist and being like, oh, this would be huge if we did this together. It's about finding a friend, and like all of the people on my album, Julia, Khalid, and Mayer, are all three of my really, really close friends. And when you find that friend who also does music, I think that's when you create a great song. But if you went into the studio and you're like, oh, you have a lot of fans, I have a lot of fans, we can make something big, I think sometimes you can feel that it's not authentic.
Right.
So it was just really fun. It basically like spent half of the day hanging out, and then we're like, oh yeah, we got to write a song, and then we write a song, and it's really fun. I mean, most songwriters would tell you songwriting is their favorite thing in the world to do, and then you get to do that with somebody who's just super talented and a great artist, and it just is a really awesome thing.
And so are you. So it really just manifests, and it's awesome.
Yeah, especially like in things like youth, talking about how every time a horrific event happens, that youthfulness kind of gets pulled from us a little bit more, and that's ours to have, and kind of standing our ground as the youth, as a strong generation. With Khalid is just really, really exciting, and we got to play it not too long ago, and it feels like something that's bigger than us.
Yeah.
When you create music that means something, it feels bigger than you, and it's a really good feeling.
Well, especially for you, you have over 30 million followers just on Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram alone, that's huge, and so you have a lot of influence and a lot of talent, and we all thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Before we play a quick round of musical first,
Cool.
I have to talk about the Royals because I am royally obsessed.
Oh, you are. Everybody
yes,
is.
I am.
I know.
You performed for Queen Elizabeth's 92nd birthday.
I did. Yeah.
How was that? And did you get to meet Meghan Markle and Prince Harry?
I didn't get to meet them. It was really fun, honestly. It was a lot more relaxed than I think everybody thinks it probably would be.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like hanging out in the halls, and Queen Elizabeth came in when we were like backstage ready to go on stage. She just kind of walked up and was standing next to me, and I was waiting to go on stage next to her for like 10 minutes, and I don't know. It was really, really sweet. And I saw Megan and Prince Harry, and I got really nervous, and I didn't go and say hi to them.
I would have gotten really nervous too.
I thought, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go say hi, and then I walked around the corner and I saw them there, and I froze, and I was like, I can't do it. I really regret that. I really should have done.
That's so relatable. But next time say hi, because I feel like they'll love you.
I will next time.
And maybe you'll perform at their anniversary.
That would be great.
All right, musical first. Quick round. Ready?
Cool.
Do you remember the first album you purchased?
Shania Twain. I don't know what album, but it was the one with Man, I Feel Like a Woman on.
Oh yeah, Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Yeah.
I'll let you sing, not me. Do you remember the first concert you attended?
Aerosmith.
Wow.
Yeah, in Kingston, Ontario. It was like a big festival, and I watched Aerosmith, and it was crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
I was impressed and blown away, but also mortified at
How
the same
old
time.
were you?
Maybe 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why were you mortified?
Because Aerosmith's crazy if you go and see them live.
I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, go see it. It's amazing though.
All right, maybe I'll feel mortified too. Do you remember the first time you heard your song on the radio?
I do. I was driving back from my first tour with my dad from Detroit. He came and surprised me in Detroit, which was the last show. Picked me up, and we drove back together. And the second we crossed the border, and the radio station was like changed from American to Canadian.
Oh, wow.
Life of the Party was playing on the radio.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And finally, what is the first thing you do after you perform, just like you did?
Well, I'm doing it right now.
Talking to me?
Literally, I just got off stage 1 second ago.
Talking to me?
No, I usually just get up and I like basically I'm like, how is that to everybody I see? And I don't know.
Do you feel a sense of relief?
Yeah, relief, and I'm just pumped, and it's so cool. Honestly, I don't know how many artists are like lucky enough to have that amount of fans and people who like really love the music show up and sing in the rain. And every time, I really truly mean this, is they make me look really cool.
Yeah.
They do, honestly. Like I get on the stage and I can do the same thing I did. It would be half as fun, and it wouldn't feel as good, you know. So that's kind of always just a really good feeling to me.
Well, Shawn Mendes, we love you. Everyone check out his third album. I know that you already are. And your world tour coming up next year. That's awesome. And I'm going to give a hug because all these fans want me to give you a hug.
Thank you so much.
From your fans too.
Thank you guys.
Bye,
I love you guys.